Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey, and here it goes again. We told you last year. I hate saying told you. We talked about it last year. We talked about it 6 months ago. We talked about it when the news came out a month ago. And today it got even worse. The condo markets are falling faster than a girl's panties on a stage. Let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right. I don't want to use "we told you so" because that's just such a stupid cliche. All right. We're not real estate authorities by any way, shape, or means, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what's going on. And in addition to that, let me fix that. That's just, in addition to that, you've got all of these people talking about how, oh, the sky's not falling, it's not bad, it's not this, because they don't want to admit that they're in the wrong situation at the wrong time. Now, something you should know, I'm not a real estate guru by any way, shape, or means, but there's always going to be a place for the perfect condo for the perfect person. In other words, if you've got a unit that is exactly what somebody wants, exactly where they want it, priced exactly the way they want it priced, you should be fine. But most people don't. And let me tell you why. All right. First off, the latest news this morning. This came out this morning. All right. So this is from the news. All right. Metro Manila condo oversupply worsens with 8.2-year market absorption time. And this is from Colliers, well respected, highly influential real estate firm worldwide. They have offices worldwide. Okay. Now, I think there's some things here that we need to point out. So Metro Manila's condo oversupply reached a record high last year. Unsold units, okay, are expected to take over 8 years to be absorbed by the market. Now, that is units that are already completed, units that are scheduled to be completed in 2025. All right. And that's according to Colliers Philippines, which is their Philippine office. So unsold units surged by 77% in 2024. And we told you this. We could see units not selling. And it went from 150 billion worth of inventory. It went up to 158 billion from 89 billion in 2023. And 89 billion was a ramp up great year after COVID. So, that wasn't anything to really speak about. So at the current market absorption rate, it would take 8.2 years or 98 months for these units to be sold compared to 3.2 years in 2023. And so we said 2023 was not a great year either. All right. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that overall residential vacancy rate is now 23.9% with declining occupancy in the capital. that there's still strong, he says there's still strong demand for residential properties outside of Metro Manila. And that, I'm going to tell you, our opinion is it won't last long. Okay? I just don't think it will. All right. This is another one right here from Turismo's this is a Central Luzon post. Okay? And it says, it references the report by Colliers, 8.2 years. This is making the news all over the place. Okay? You're going to have to pay attention to these issues. So it does say, or it goes on to say, that, the high-end luxury stuff is still reasonable. All right? I'm not sure I agree with that. The high-end luxury stuff, I would say then that would exclude studios. Studios are not considered high-end luxury stuff. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, that's luxury. Do you want to be in a building where 30% of the units are studios and they're not going to be sold, much less rented? And the rental rates are dropping. I mean, we've got friends and we hear from people in BGC, Makati, Metro Manila, QC. Cheap rates can be had, deals can be had. Are there deals to be made for you? Well, it's possible. One of the things that you have to realize and recognize, one of the driving forces here is going to be the world economy, all right, and REITs, real estate investment trusts. Now, I want you to make sure you understand 20 to 25% of all the units bought in the past 5 years in the NCR were bought by REITs or by investors with multiple units. Those people might be looking for a way out because they need to either make money on their investment or return money to their stockholders, and they're not getting the rentals. So is there an opportunity? I have no idea. I don't speculate in real estate. I don't say anything. We own a condo. We bought it to live in. We bought it to live in. And we bought it at a fire sale as well from a real estate investment trust. And that was 4 years ago. 4+ years ago. All right. Now, I'm not saying that the world is crashing, but what I am saying is you have to look at what's obviously slapping you in the face. You cannot just stick your head in the sand. If the condo market is falling, how long do you think that these major developments are going to start having problems? Are we going to start to see issues where, and I think we already have. I've heard from several people, especially in Cebu, that are 3 years behind on delivery dates, 2 years behind on delivery dates. They've just slowed the construction down. Are there going to be more of that? Are we going to see new housing in developments coming into a problem? The prices have just gotten out of control and the market has to adjust. That's what has to happen. You need to keep in mind, Filipinos are not the majority buyers. Don't give me this shit about OFWs or buying a bunch of these. They're not buying a bunch. Some are, all right? They're buying some. They're putting them into the rental pools, okay? But they're not able to cash flow their loans on these things, many of them, without interrupting money to the family. That's a stretch. It really and truly is. Now, there are some that are. Obviously, there's always going to be some. There are people, when the housing bust hit in in the U.S. twice. There were always people who did well, but the vast majority of people did not. Are you going to be one of those smart, lucky people that do well? Or are you going to be one of those poor schmucks that do not? I don't know, and I wish I did. And I hope you're going to be one of the ones that does well. But the point is simple. I would not be looking at paying anything near what the asking price is in Manila right now, in the NCR. Nowhere near. And if I was renting, I'd be asking for deep discounts in rent in the NCR. Again, you're not going to get that little, the perfect luxury 3-bedroom at 50% off. All right, be realistic. Some people will just let these things sit. But for the most part, who wants to be in an empty building? How do you want that HOA to be affected? What are your service fees for maintenance in that building if they can't collect going to be like? There's so much to think about. There really and truly is. This news is bad. We already know, and we're going to tell you that we know it's not just the NCR. That's what's getting all of the publicity right now, the Metro Manila area. These units are hurting everywhere. Now, there are going to be some resort areas that are underdeveloped, and they're going to be okay. Up to you to find them. But then you've got to look at the world economy. You can't depend on American tourism. That's down. You can't depend on Australian tourism. That's way down. All right. You've got to depend on Southeast Asian tourism to fill these units up. And guess what? The world economy and whatever happens with respect to tariffs, to imports, to exports, to BRICS, to whatever. I mean, there's so many things to think about out there. They are all going to have or could have a visible impact. I don't know. You tell us, what do you think? Is it time for you to buy? Are you going to look for that fire sale? Are you going to take that chance? Are you willing to put that kind of money into 50 square meters, 45 square meters, 70 square meters? All right. If you're willing, that's great. That's absolutely great. I would buy property right now at about 30 cents on the dollar. That's about where I would buy. And I don't think anybody is going to be selling that cheap. Foreclosures are up. We told you about that. We saw that. We were at one of our banks the other day, and their big screen TV said, "Hey, you know what? We have foreclosed properties, deals to be made, blah blah blah," and then the link and everything else. It's all over. Quit listening to these people that say, we're going to do fine, we're going to do this. A few people will, as a few people always will. Some people get lucky. Most people have to follow the market trend. That will not be a pretty sight. Tell us what you think. Otherwise, please do subscribe, do hit the thumbs up. Have a great day.